Hello everybody, welcome to Internet. I'm your host Munii, or rather, is this really Editor Munii? You probably have noticed I do not have my co-host here, and you're probably wondering where episode 6 is. Well, unfortunately, I do have a small announcement in regards to the status of everything and what's going on with our project here, but first of all, I want to thank you for all the support everyone has been showing us for the podcast over the past couple of months. So the small announcement that I do have to make is that unfortunately due to some life events that Eli and I have decided to scale back the project a little bit, and instead of doing 2 episodes a month, we are going to be moving it to about 1 episode a month, ideally still posting around the same schedule. We are thinking about getting rid of the SoundCloud mostly because we are reaching that limit, and also we find that there's not that many views that going there anyways. We find that YouTube is probably the best place for it, so we're thinking about just removing that. And additionally, we have been discussing about future episodes, how do we want that to work out, and what our plans are. So I'm not going to divulge into Eli's personal life because that is something that he can share on his own personal time, but I will discuss my personal things that I can probably talk about into why I have decided to scale back the production for Internet. One of the major things is that, as you all know, I am the main editor for Internet, and it is a lot of content that I do edit every single week on top of my already packed schedule of working full-time as an office worker, and also doing streaming and editing of my own content. So it's becoming a little bit overwhelming for me to handle everything on my end. So scaling it back would really help me personally, especially since Internet is kind of a side project. It was never meant to be something that will take over as the main hobby or project that I would be working on off stream. In case you're wondering about Eli's episodes or anything, we have discussed that if Eli has time, he may try to do an additional episode per month, but because his schedule is kind of up in the air at the moment, we can't make any formal promises. But what we can do is that we can try to promise that we will be hosting our podcast every second Monday, and possibly switch our upload of the VOD, or edited VOD rather, on the Wednesday still, or maybe we will move it over to the Monday where we would have done our podcast, but now we're just going to do the once a month kind of thing. We enjoy making it, to be quite honest. It's just that it's becoming a little bit overwhelming for me personally, and Eli has been very kind to say that, hey, you know, I recognize you're doing a lot of work, and if you need to take more of a step back, I 100% understand. So I really appreciate him. What we could do in the future ideally is maybe hire an editor, but because Eli and I both do not earn any money from content creation whatsoever, the idea of hiring an editor, especially for a very small scale project, is not ideal. So that's why I am doing all the editing at the moment. Maybe in the future, if either of us can hire an editor or make some sort of income off of content creation, we can look into doing more episodes in the future. But at this moment of time, due to time constraints, personal life, stuff like that, we will be moving to the once a month schedule until further notice. The next podcast will be scheduled to be not the 24th, but it will be for the 8th of May. We would still really appreciate if people would like to drop by our podcast on the 8th. Thank you again for watching the video, and I hope to see you next time on the Internet. Bye-bye!